All right. Welcome, everybody. I welcome you all to the New York session stream here. This is the 9th November, and looks like GPGPY created a resistance here. This is the first thing I saw on the 4 hour, right? So I came in the charts, and this is the first thing I see. I see that the daily candles are moving bullish. Slowly we're moving bullish. 4 hour has created some sort of a support down around 136, 150. We also have a resistance forming at around 136,500. So this is a 40 pip range. So looking on the 1 hour time frame, we do have a resistance created up at 136,500. Obviously we have a support down here, which is also a resistance on the 5th November. But on the 30-minute time frame, we're kind of ranging at this point. So I think we'll need to wait for this 30-minute candle to close to say that, okay, now it may continue moving bullish. So I'm gonna be waiting at that point. I'm gonna be waiting for this candle to close to see if we can continue on, because essentially when this candle closed bearish, it formed resistance there. So if you look down to the 15-minute time frame, 15-minute also has that resistance. So GJ is ranging at this point. It's gonna be very difficult right now. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. Ooh, price trending up during Asian session, minor resistance formed during retracement. Entries executed once candle broke the minor high. Oh, nice. Beautiful. Alright, looks like the Gulag is here too. We got the whole gang in the Gulag here. We got Scarlet John, we got Roadhog, we got Asfanayaz, we got Faris Eid. Faris Eid. Alright, let's take a look at gold here. Gold, I don't really trade much, but still it's good to look at it. And sometimes I may take a trade on gold, but looking at gold after the elections, man, last week, it's just going to be wild what they're going to say. But at the same time, I heard that it's not going to be concrete till December. Yeah, I think it's going to be concrete till December. So we'll have to wait and see. But at the same time, I think Trump's a sore loser. So I mean, if he's losing, he's gonna try to do the best he can to kind of like overturn that. So we'll see what happens. Till the 21st January. Oh boy. Okay. Let's take a look at gold over here. 4 hour created a resistance on gold right over here. We have another support formed on gold at 1951. So gold's also in this range over here now. And it's 1 hour range here. So let's just kind of like make this top zone a little bit thinner, right? Because we want it a little bit thinner right here, 1963. So you got this range forming. This is a 100 pip range, like 110, 120 pip range. Looking at 30 minutes as well. 30 minutes also coming down to a support area. So we'll have to see what happens when it comes down to support area. And when are we going to take a trade? Roger that. When are we going to take a trade? Possibly not today. I don't know. I don't see anything clearly. I see 1 hour support in an uptrend. If we kind of like try to break the support, then obviously we can come down towards where the market opened yesterday, down to 135,900. I think that's going to be a pretty good idea that I might be executing on if we break the support to continue down. So we'll see. All right, let's take a look at this chart here. GJ closed above resistance, entry as bullish candle broke above, second entry entered second and third position at 160, bring forward risk 1.5%, reduce risk as price went against P. Okay, that's good. So now you got to see what happened with this 15-minute candle right here, right? So if you look at the 15-minute candle, I guess this was the candle right here you entered on, right? So you entered on after the 30-minute candle closed. No, after this candle closed. So 30-minute candle was still open. So the 30-minute candle was like this. Oh, okay, we see. Yeah. So at this point, it's just ranging basically. There's no trade at this point I see on GPJPY. I mean, 15 minutes just garbage now. It may seem like it's going to go up. There was a little bit of range over here too, but I guess the probability wasn't on our side at that point. so it couldn't move. All right, let's take a look at this chart here. Possible scenario, in my opinion. Let's see. Ooh, Gulag sent the wrong chart. What do you expect, right? Let's take a look at what we can expect this week. This week, some pound news earlier on. That's about it. What's the time right now? 6:42. 6:42. Time is matching. Perfect. So today is going to be a pretty easy day. No news. No speed bumps there. Looking at Tuesday. Tuesday also we got a clean day here. Nothing going on. Nothing to see. We got New Zealand rates later on. Wednesday we got. Ooh, Wednesday's holiday. Remembrance Day. Wednesday is the holiday. All right, so no trading on Wednesday. Got the Euro holiday, CAD holiday, USD holiday. Nothing's going on Wednesday. So Wednesday there's gonna be no stream on Wednesday. It's a holiday. Looking at Thursday we got some sort of volatility here. Fed Chair Powell speaks. This is gonna be interesting. This will be very interesting. And Friday, yeah. So this week's pretty clean. We got a pretty clean week over here. Other than the fact that what they might say in the parliament or what they might say in the UK there with regards to, like Brexit and whatnot. So we'll see what happens. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is your JPY. If price breaks up close above, we should wait for this better stop loss. All right, let's take a look at your JPY over here. I try to look at your JPY here as well. So let's take a look at that. So Euro JPY, start from the weekly, right? Weekly is moving up. Basically, it's in a consolidation area over here, pretty big consolidation area. Looking on the daily is moving bullish. As daily is moving bullish, it may be entering into this rejection area to the left-hand side. Plus, also we cannot really ignore this wick here as well, because previously price came up here and price rejected it. So let's take a look at that on a 4-hour time frame. So looking on the 4-hour, we are approaching a rejection on the 4-hour. So this may be some sort of a minor resistance over here. Let's take a look on the 1-hour time frame. 1-hour candle is closing like a small body candle. Small body candles mean less volume. Looking at the 30-minute time frame, oh yeah, 30 minutes breaking the high over here. Yeah, it should continue moving bullish. Might have had an impulse entry right there for price to continue. Oh shit, yeah, it should continue on 133, 350. We're just looking at this. Yep. This is what we talked about yesterday, like an impulse entry webinar. Oh wow, look at that, 16 pips. Oof, GG also moved up. Crazy.
Whoa, what happened there? Jeez.
My buy stop just got activated with US 30.
Oh wow.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I got these guys on.
And it hit 136, well, 570 spot.
Holy cow.
That was my TP.
Oh my gosh, what's going on?
Oh wow.
What's happening?
This thing is running.
What's happening? Speech?
What speech at this time? Who's awake at this time? Fucking doing speeches.
It's like 2 in the morning.
No, but US 30 is running.
Speech on Forex Inspector.
Oh my god, this thing is running.
So I had a buy stop US 30 at 716.
Oh.
Oh wow.
Done for the week.
Still going.
Bro, I got stopped out on GJ buys twice, and this thing just
Oh,
it's
it's COVID.
Yeah.
COVID optimism. Oh
Yeah.
Vaccine 90% effective.
Holy
Well,
God.
boys, 2021, everybody's getting vaccines. You get a vaccine. You get a vaccine.
What just happened? Oh my god.
I'd be like, Oprah, you get a vaccine.
Yeah.
Man, this is
disgusting.
Just bought 30
And it keeps on running.
Wow.
Do I close this or do I let it go?
It's 400 points.
Yeah, I'm at 420 points.
That's crazy.
Because I put it there at 7. I put it at
Yeah.
700, expecting it to go back up because Biden. There was a whole bunch of news with the Dow. It was already up 400 points. All right.
Set 30 pips on GJ.
Oh, I just closed it. Okay.
Yeah, 37 pips right now on GG. Crazy.
Jesus Christ. Man. All right, I'm gonna call it a day. Done.
Yeah, I took that buy on the 15-minute, and then when the next one moved against me, I closed all my position. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, the last one now closed down.
Gold's
Doji.
dropping. Holy cow.
I think gold went up and then it dropped.
I literally had that buy stop for later this morning, and it literally. All right, cool.
Okay, you're done.
I'm done for the week. Yeah, I just closed at 29,078.
My feed on GJ is completely delayed right now.
Waiting for a retest. No.
No, don't wait for anything.
I was literally gonna tell everybody to put a buy stop in, or like look for buys with US 30 later today.
Oh man.
I think that later move just happened over here.
Yeah, like no, literally I was thinking anything above 715, 716, like 28,715 would be good to take buys. And I was gonna say that, but you guys were talking, and then I went to look at my screen and my alert went up, and I was like, how am I up 200 points already? That's scary. Thank God it didn't go the other way. Mind you, it was a pending order, so that would have been okay. What the? I've never done that. That was a 2-minute trade.
Wow, your GPY is still running over here. Can you even explain how this happened? Yeah, news.
Yeah, there was news. Holy shit.
News. Vaccine optimism. So this is increasing. Everything's heading up here now. Because the more talks they do about the vaccine, that means it's good for the economy. Because that means no more lockdowns, businesses can start opening again. So that's what it basically means. Like if they say vaccines trials are positive, look at this, 90% effective in interim analysis of phase 3 trial. Wow. Pfizer stock, BioNTech stock, man, they will go through the roof. Whoever comes out with this, holy, Jesus at 137 here almost.
Pfizer's gonna make a lot of money.
Got stopped out of GJ earlier this morning. I had buys with GJ too.
Yeah, me too. And it was just so bad. It went up, down, up, down, up, down.
Yeah, the last, I think during the London session, I got stopped out. It dropped all the way back down to 136.
Okay, so I'm gonna have a small buy on GJ.
Crazy. Yeah, I had a buy on GJ. I got like 20 pips out of it.
Yeah, I'm getting closer to 10 pips almost. Anyway, I had mad buys on GJ. Well, I tried twice and both of them just got stopped out. I'm like, oh, there's something fishy going on.
50 pip move on GJ. Got a 100 pip move on gold.
That was the fishy thing going on.
50 pip move on EJ.
20 pips. Oof. Keep on going, baby. 150. I'm closing. 15 pips. No? What do you mean 137?
The Dow, I guess, will go to 29,400 today.
Yeah, I closed at 137. I'm done for the day.
Will yesterday's webinar be added to the database? Yeah, we already talked about that.
What's that, Bruno?
Oh, I took a buy based on a 1 hour candle close, formed support at previous resistance. Yes. See, I was going to say when I was going to continue. I mean, it seemed like it's going to go up. The only problem was this 30-minute right here, 30-minute and 15-minute. So I was hanging around in the trade. And once it started moving, I closed and just snapped out of this resistance and started moving bullish here.
Yeah, I got in at 664.
This price tried to close below 1963 but failed. Bearish candle formed. Could have entered when price broke the low right here. Look what candle close below. Yeah. I mean, with this news, it's just uncertain right now. Because looking from a technical perspective, if we look left on GPJPY, I mean, we just got these clean candle hits to the left hand side. So the best idea would be to wait for price to kind of like come down and create like a support. And one pretty annoying thing is people asking what's happening. I mean, if you guys don't know, whoa, Lee, what's happening with this guy over here?
US 30, yes. That was my
Went off
What
your
the-
screen.
man. I closed at 29.78. I would have had another 400.
Wow.
What the?
800 points.
This is to show that no one could predict the market, because I remember people saying if Biden wins, the market's going to tank.
No one can. Wow,
No one
that's
could predict
crazy.
the market.
People say that. Said that.
Yeah, they're saying Biden's bearish and Trump is bullish. So
But how's the market gonna absorb that like right away? It hasn't been 2
Wow.
days.
Monday morning, they announced the vaccine after the election was called.
Mhm.
Go figure, right?
Go figure, right?
what
Yeah.
I've seen over the years trading, no matter who's in office, the markets continue to move, unless there's an economy crash or something.
Yeah, this is nuts. Can you imagine where gold's gonna go once they really come out with like say that okay, this is the vaccine, everybody's gonna get it. Gold's
Do you think they're gonna make it like mandatory?
Mac, you know the answer to that question.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I think so. It's gonna get like with the masks and stuff, right? Like masks, they got mandatory. Now they're mandatory, so of course they'll make everything like that mandatory. Sold gold at 1960, not expecting such a move. Oh wow. Yeah, so far, I mean, I have no analysis. The other analysis would be, I mean, wait for like a price to create like a support and then continue on. I mean, what now? Nothing. The all analysis is done. US 30 analysis is over as well. Like we're approaching. Yeah, like we're back at the highs we were at the beginning of the year over here.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. Was like, well, it should go to 400 later today, and it's already gone there. So I don't know where you go now. The only thing that you hope for, if you look for US 30, if you're looking at that, you hope at 9:30 at the New York stock market open, it pulls back hard. Like it just drives back hard, and then you catch the buy again all the way back up.
Wow. It may break all records over here. Like 30,000? Wow. Records broken. I was waiting for USDJPY to create a support since it broke resistance. Next thing you know, it goes flying. Yeah, these things happen. Like, you know, these things do happen. So when these things happen, there's nothing you can do. There's no analysis. I mean, from a technical perspective, we were looking at it, Euro JPY here, breaking the highs here, before we were looking at a chart. JPY, the only thing made sense was on the 1 hour time frame. But in the 30-minute, 15-minute, it wasn't really creating that structure to move up, so it was risky. That's why I didn't put it on the chart over here. Looking at gold obviously was reaching a support, but then boom, you know, vaccine comes in, drops out, and US 30, who knew, man? US 30 would pump up 900 points.
Still going.
Yeah, it's like
This was
someone's pumping air in it, man. Do you think GJ will correct this move or continue up? I don't know. No idea. When things like these happen, the only thing you can say is that, okay, we're moving up. Well, I guess the trend is bullish. Then I guess it needs to create like some sort of a support and then continue up to retest the high, basically.
I think also, Roger, in the sense that if it's the phase 3 trials, that's a lot of testing.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's like hearsay. If it is hearsay, then it's hearsay. But if it's proper news that's come out, then that's significant news, because I think that there's only one more phase and that's it, and they're ready to go. You see, So it looks like a solid. It looks like a solid piece of information. So it might not retrace like completely, or like like previously where you get like
Yeah.
here's.
Look at the chart of how I had it.
Yeah, it's not like it's gonna correct the whole move because it's done. Oh wow, man, look at that. It's at 137, 200 here. Crazy. Look at gold. US 30 is also gone. Holy.
US 30 hit new highs.
New highs, man. All-time highs.
All-time highs.
I closed 700 points ago.
Wow.
Wow.
This thing moved 1,000 points.
I closed 40 pips ago.
Wow.
Ted, is that the first time you see something like that? Or?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I had buy stops. Like I wasn't even looking at the buy stops because it was pulling back. So I figured, okay, it's gonna pull back. It was in like 20. It was at 28,690 or something like that. So I was working on some other things, and then I moved over to the charts to start talking about what I was going to see for the day. And then I look at like the screen running, and it was already up like 250 points. And I was like, what just happened?
Market crash up.
Yes. We had a bullish crash over here.
Got a bullish crash. Whoever was trying to short wiped out their account.
Holy. Is it logical to assume the next candle would be bearish because the momentum is based on news? So take a sell position because the next one should do a retracement. See, this is why some people are in the gulag and you'll stay in the gulag forever for the rest of your life. Because you start looking, when price starts moving, or your senses just start going wild. You know?
High senses.
Yeah. I'm not touching anything right now. Nothing. Because this is crazy, and this is something I've never seen before. This is like uncharted territory right now. I'm staying away. I'm just gonna watch this. Because Yas is right. I mean, if they did phase 3 trials, it's not like this whole thing is gonna retrace all the way, because they're moving forward with this. Bitcoin also.
Yeah. Gold, you have a chance to go to 1930, then back down to 1917. So if people are looking, gold will probably be the one that moves hardest today.
We got 1927 over there. Let's look at the weekly here. Weekly's coming.
Gold's been dropping since like
Look at the
1950.
monthly. Insane. What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. I think what people need to do is, especially new people, what they need to do is, whenever they see a price move up like this so violently, they should remove this idea of, okay, let me take a sell on the next candle for it to go down. Now, it can go down, but at the same time, it can continue moving up. So you're instilling bad habits at that point. You know, the best thing to do is to just wait for price to calm down, let it create structure. Because think about this, how many times have you taken this trade, you won the trade, and then you've taken another trade and just lost their profits? You know, that happens a lot of times. So it's very, very important to just wait for price to create some sort of structure, because right now, there's no structure. There's nothing. There's no structure right now. The only structure you have is just bullish. And it's moving bullish here as well right now. You know, your JPY, same thing. Holy, look at that. No structure there either. So it's better to just, stay away, wait for price to kind of like create some structure and then try to look for trades. Like right now, there's nothing. Do you think if the NY Open will have even more push since the news release? I don't know. No idea. This is the first time I'm seeing this happen. Wow, it looks like gold's gonna.
Gold. 1930.
Jesus Christ.
5-minute candle, sure, 40 points. Holy cow. Yeah, there's 1930.
And Ratchet S stream is gonna be historic.
Yeah. Oh shit! Look at that. 1927 coming in.
So next incoming mark for gold is probably going to be around 1920.
Man, at this stage, I don't even know. If someone wants to know what happens when the vaccine was announced, this is what happened when the vaccine was announced. All I can do is just watch.
There goes 1920.
Alright. What's this over here? Woke up with no zoom, with no zone drawdown. First thing I saw was price made resistance. What was the winning trade? Impulse can be taken in impulse. Oh, right here. So you could have taken an impulse right here above the 30-minute candle. Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. Planning and learning. Yeah, it's pretty good. Alright, let's take a look at this chart over here. Entry over here, anticipated pre-NY volume, break previous high, clean traffic to the left. Yes, that's exactly that would have been taken. We were actually looking at your JPY as well before it moved up. Right here, it was kind of like moving between 123, 230, 260, and then boom, 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 boom. Wow. All Instagrams. Yeah, see, this is anyone on Instagram who caught this massive USD buy and who caught this massive USD, this gold sell, they'd be like, oh, wow, look, we're the best traders in the world.
No.
This will happen every day. This is what's going to happen. You know, they're like, look, analysis on point.
Yeah, gold's gonna drop. Holy cow. Once this retest goes on the 5-minute, ooh, it's gonna be a nasty drop.
Tips on how to enter in parabolic move. If you get an inside bar, enter on breakout of the inside bar. Best regards, Goatland Trading. I think you have to send a chart. You have to send a chart, Goatland Trading. If you send a chart, we can take a look at it. Stick your vaccine up your ass. Oh, well, they'll tell you to do that.
That's where you gotta put it.
That's where you gotta...
That's exactly where it goes.
Yeah. Like, oh, you got the vaccine, Mr. What's his name over here? Mr. Project C. Stick it up your ass. That's where it goes.
Can we predict these announcements? Nope. That's why they're announcements.
Yes. Did you take an entry on this move? If yes, where was your entry and stop loss? Well, it was based on the 1 hour on GJ. Right over here, stop was below the 1 hour candle. But the reason I didn't mention it because it was risky, because the 30-minute candle was just ranging over here. Was ranging, and 15-minute candle was also kind of like not showing proper signs. So, you know, I understand that people copy me, so I don't want them copying something that's not that apparent, and that's based on experience. Now, Corona is nothing according to news as soon as the media says Biden wins. Yes. Yeah, I think what's gonna happen is Trump's just gonna leave the country and go on a holiday forever. And then all his supporters and the rioters are gonna be gathered around and placed in concentration camps, and that's gonna be an example of what will happen to people if you don't take the vaccine. And I think the whole world will adopt that, and that's gonna become the norm. You don't take the vaccine, you go in the isolation camps. You take the vaccine, then you're no longer a danger to the public. Crazy times we're living in right now. Melania is going to leave him. Oh, I don't know. Can't comment on that. What if my boy is listening? What if Baron Trump is listening? Let me hear what these guys have to say about my father.
If you're looking at US 30, that 15-minute candle had a nice rejection, so I think we're having support created at that point.
Probably on the 5-minute here.
Yeah. Yeah, so.
Oof, crazy. Look at these little tiny bean candles over here. And then boom. Every 5-minute candle is at least 200 points. How much is this? Oh, 400 points. This one was 400 points. Yeah.
Yeah, if people are looking at gold, I think anything below 1923, if they're looking at gold, we should be able to get to 1917 if we get to below 1923. So if you're looking at gold, anything below 1930, if we hold below 1930, we should get to 1917. So.
All right. Could we consider a fake out in GJ if the candle closed under 137.166? I don't know. What I'm thinking about GJ is that I'm staying away from GJ at this point. I mean, if it creates like maybe a support, I'm going to take a buy. But other than that, I'm staying far, far away from what's happening over here. Because who knows what they announce when NY opens and NYC opens. I mean, that's pretty scary. That is extremely scary.
Yeah, so there's your move on gold if you were in gold.
Wow, Jesus, man. Coming down to 1916?
Yeah, 1917. So whoever took gold, there's your move. All right, I just closed.
Man, this is nuts. Never seen anything like this before.
Free money Monday.
300 pips. Holy, 1915. Holy.
There you go.
Wow.
Free money. Free money.
1910.
I was only responsible to 1917. Let me see the next part on my chart here. Oh, 1907 is next if we hold here.
Wow. Some crazy stuff happening here. Oof. GG also went up. Everyone who got sells, they got Visine up the ass right now.
Yeah, Pfizer just took you out.
Holy, yo, JPY is still moving.
And US 30, you would have caught buys as well. So
yeah, I was drawing this line for buys here.
yeah,
Loved it.
so there.
Wow. For anyone who's new and you're getting massive FOMO like me, just stay out. Just sit back and watch.
I was only responsible to 1917, so 1923 to 1917, you got a 60 pip move. So that's it.
At this moment, everyone should take out of their batteries and their magic key. Open trade.
Yeah, this is insane. Crazy. Never seen anything like this before.
Yeah.
Did they announce something new over here? Oh, it's the same thing. Biden win may impact Brexit trade talks. Oh shit. Brexit. Brexit coming in now. She got the vaccine in the market. Now they're pumping in Brexit in the market.
Jesus.
I take 700 pips, but was that news or something there? Yes, it was news and something there. It's amazing how people don't know where to watch news. People just want to come and trade, but they don't know how to look for news. Right here.
Yeah, I'm done for the day.
Wow, 19.7.
Oh, there was my other target. My next target is 1900.
1900.
Yeah, so if
Man.
you took gold sells, congratulations.
Wow, look at this sell-off. Holy, oh my God, 1903, 1902, what?
1900.
1900? No.
Oh my god.
1900, there you go.
1900. Jeez.
Next stop is 1893.
Bro, what the heck is going on?
Wow.
There's too
I
much
closed-
optimism in the market.
I closed at 19. What is it? What did I close at here? I closed. Oh, I got slipped. I closed at 1920.
Oh, God.
Uh,
That was like a massive FOMO.
Wow.
yeah.
FOMO attack.
Any reason why gold dropped here? Yes, because they're coming out with the vaccine, and that's good for the economies. And if something's good for the economies, then gold drops. And you really gotta read about why gold is a safe haven for currencies. Man, this is insane. Oh yeah, we already talked about this. Wow, look at this retracement on gold. It's like a 50 pip retracement.
Yeah. So I guess the stream is over, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're done. What do you do now?
What do you do now? A 70 pip retracement on gold as soon as you hit 1900. Wow.
Just chill, talk.
Yeah, I have nothing to do here. Expect the price to retest the high. Missed the fact that there was news, so feel I got lucky. I was going to ask the 30-minute close bearish. Close my line. Okay. So what happened? You won the trade? You lost the trade? You held the trade? I'm trying to find that information here. How would you have managed the risk? Oh, then would have closed some percentage, once it closed below. But man, wow, 137, 540.
So I think Pfizer are saying that they're going to be applying for regulatory approval by the end of the month. Like an emergency.
Oh, too fast, man. It's coming in way too fast. 2021 January, everyone is moving in with the New Year resolution. Man, with the vaccine.
This is just like Contagion, eh? The movie.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to see how this ends, you go watch Contagion with Matt Damon, and then you watch the ending where you get the vaccine according to your birth date. They draw the birth date vaccine. Yeah, if you're gonna sell gold below 1907 back to 1900. You should be okay.
Have you watched the movie In Time? Yes, that's gonna happen as well. We're gonna become commodities. I don't know if it was a dream or what. Well, I'll try to gather my thoughts and then I want to come back to that topic. Hey, just got on the chart, did my analysis, but realized the mistake I made was the analysis for sell valid. Right here? I don't think so, because the 1 hour candle was bullish. If you look on the 1 hour chart, there was a support here on the 1 hour chart. And 1 hour support is way stronger than the 30-minute chart. So there was no sells. I mean, it was an uptrend. Price made a high, came down, created support on the 1 hour, and 30-minute candle was just ranging at this point. And there wasn't enough range either, like 15, 16 pip range, not enough range. Anyone knows this impacts the stocks at all? I think the stocks should also continue moving up, like your industry of like transport, air travel, stuff like that. Because I mean, I think if the vaccine is made mandatory, which it will be in the next, I'd say 3 months, I think the stocks should continue moving up. Air Canada, like airline stocks, cruise stocks, because that means then more people can travel, more people can move around without any restrictions here. Wow, look at this 100 pip retracement on gold.
Yep.
Yep. I wonder how many people are gonna blow accounts on retracements on a Monday. Wow, 137,700 here. Crazy.
There goes gold back all the way up.
$15. Wow. Anyone having trouble with Advantage FX demo servers? Anyone trading demo?
Boy, it's because if
Yeah.
they're using funding talent, they got the demo account. And yes, it's been freeze. I don't know because it's moving too fast, but my funding talent account right now is just like keep on freezing.
Yeah, that's a sign to not enter a trade.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying basically. They're like, yo, stay away. No
Let me
need
tell
to.
you, I was trying to close like in profit and it was froze. I was like, oh god damn it, I want to close.
Yeah, man, because this is risky here. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are entering trades over here, trying to make some money over here. And I mean, it's not going to work at all. It's going to be sad to see you take losses on first day of the week. So you have to be very, very, very relaxed. I mean, I'm not in any trade. I took one buy for like 20 pips and that's about it. And look at this move. Like after that, it moved up 100 more pips. Wow, look at gold. 200 pip retracement over here. Damn. Just lost 40 pounds. Okay. Yeah, no more trading now for today.
Yeah, with gold, you'll have to wait till 8 o'clock now, I think. I think it's gonna be very tough for you to trade because we pulled back. We had a major pullback.
Yeah, I kind of want to see how the markets are going to move once they absorb this news. Once New York wakes up and realizes what's being said, and then, oh wow, I think gold will start continuing moving down. You're right, Ted.
Yeah. I think next hour you're gonna have a massive move. I think we're gonna clear all the way to 1893.
Let's do this fresh analysis over here. All right. So we got support at 1864.
Like, because the thing is, what I'm watching is,
Let's go to the daily over here.
yeah, if you go back over there, let me do this. This area right here. So we do that and that. So we just tapped into it, but I think what you'll find is either today or tomorrow will break all the way into this level here with the news. This pullback is just going to be temporary, and it's basically for the rest of the markets today to get into the to get in. So what we caught right now down to 1900 was what I always call when we're racing like this in terms of moves. These were all the people that were in the game right now. This pullback is to allow everybody who's waking up, not necessarily waking up physically, but coming to the market, say at 8 o'clock Eastern or 9:30 Eastern, to get back in to drive the market again. So you're going to get a deeper move again with the other players coming into the market as the rest of the North American market starts to wake up. because obviously the currency market is only going to open in 30 minutes, and then you have the New York Stock Exchange is going to open up after that in basically 2 hours from now. So you're going to have everybody else who's reacting to this news. That'll be the second wave to push through with gold or any other pair. So just be aware of that.
Nuts. From the last 5 weeks, my mostly loss comes on a Monday. I decided not to trade at all, but I see gold sell at 1960, so I risk only $100. Oh, now it converts to $750. Wow, that's beautiful. Yeah, it's crazy. Look at this retracement. It's coming down into retrace from this area over here, 1902, 19, man, just insane. Who would have thought today, this morning, that from 1960s we will drop all the way back down to almost 1900? It's just insane. Like, you can just step back and just like, I mean, the magnificence of gold, just the way it moves, it's just unreal. All JPY players.
Majestic.
Yeah, I mean, look
majestic.
at it. It's majestic moves. I mean, it does not care for anyone at all. Like, look, 200 pips over here, and then 370 pips more. Because I can bet you, man, like when gold was coming down, people saw supports and they took buys, realized, thinking that there's going to be a retracement. But nope.
Yeah, these are the perfect examples where people see a pullback and they're like, "Oh, I'm going to take a buy," and you're better off waiting in this. And like, say for this example right here, right? You're on the hourly chart. You're better waiting for this hourly candle pull up and then to fill that, because most likely the wick is going to get filled with momentum, similar to what you had over here, and then it filled this wick here. So you know that this one will probably get filled as well. To trade this pullback to go all the way back up, sure, you could have done it, but the question comes up afterwards is, how many times are you going to ride that pullback up and be profitable versus how many times is it just going to continue to spike down and kill you, right? So the 1 or 2 times that you catch that pullback up and you're like, "Ooh, I made 150 points," there's going to be a time where it's going to crush you. So I think the safer play will always be waiting for the rejection up and then fill that wick afterwards.
What to do now? Just watching, or can we take impulse trade? There's nothing to do now. Just close your charts and come back tomorrow. I'm going to stay here just to tell people that. Just come back tomorrow. Because what needed to be done today, I mean, look at the moves, right? Look at the moves that happened today. Such big moves. Such crazy moves. So, I mean, what I'm thinking is I can't expect anything else here now. I mean, it's done. I mean, look, GJ had such massive move. Euro JPY had massive move here. Gold had crazy massive move on gold. US 30 also had a massive move. I don't even know if this massive move had happened before on US 30. Has it? Probably not. Let's take a look here. Look at this daily candle, man. This candle's like Gigantosaurus over here. Yeah, I guess we had this back in February and March. Wow. 12th March was a massive move on US 30. No, it wasn't as massive as this one here.
Yeah. Well, people are going to blow their accounts now because they're trading, once again, not knowing the market cycles, right? You're coming into 7:30, which is a half hour before the North American Stock Exchange. Think about it logically. This gold pullback, we hit 1900, which is a psychological level. And think about it this way. The currency market hasn't opened yet in North America. So what's happening now is all the orders are pulling back to drive again in the new hour, right? You have to understand the cycle that we're entering and the different points of the market where volume is pushed into the market. I think a lot of people make the mistake of just trying to enter without any rational thought behind why they're entering. The market is trending down, but you also have to be patient to wait for where the market is going to move. So now at this point, you would probably try and put pending orders, sell stops or buy stops, depending on which pair you're looking at, to allow the new hour candles to form and drive the rest of the time.
Oh wow, Charlene said the best thing over here. The great thing about these moves, it's setting up for some great setups for the rest of the week.
Mhm.
Yes. Because essentially what's happening is so this move up is a clean range for a move yesterday. No, tomorrow. And day after tomorrow.
Say yesterday.
Yesterday.
All right, I'm gonna head out, guys. Bye.
Alright, take care. Hey, so in order for me to trade, I'm waiting for some support on 30-minute or 1 hour, but other than that, no trade for me. That's beautiful. I mean, I doubt it if there's going to be a support formed. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Wow, 200-point retracement here. That's insane, crazy. Great time to be alive, my friends. Amazing time to be alive. The world is burning down. We made a virus to fight a virus. Just crazy. I think the whole humankind is a great big experiment. That's what it is, Ted. We're like a big experiment here. The aliens have arrived in human forms, and now the experiment begins in 2021. 2020 was prep work.
Yeah. Let me see. Nope.
No work in UK. CA lockdown. Can you do cash giveaway? I think you need to go work instead of asking for cash giveaways. We got what, 30 minutes left for this candle to close. Man, I don't even know what's going on right now. It's just moving bullish.
No.
Oh, all right. What can we expect on NYSE Open? Continuations, what I would think, is because, like, this news came out, so now when the market's open, they have to absorb this news. Oh, look at this. They have another, they officially released the thing over here. Yeah, Pfizer is moving up with this. Expect to see broad use authorization emergency use of vaccine for people aged 16 to 85. It will need 2 months of safety data, which is expected last month. Yeah, it's very convenient. So, Christmas, congratulations everyone. Happy Christmas, holiday season. We have a Christmas gift for you. The vaccine is here. Oh man. Hey Raga, I think I'm cluttered with trading information and still not consistent. Been trading from March, been following your channel for 2 weeks. Any suggestions? Yes, just take 1 or 2 trades a day. Just 1 to 2 trades a day. Don't trade on Monday, don't trade on Friday. If you can control yourself with that, I think you're going to be just fine. But if you cannot control yourself with that, then it's going to be a very long road. I looked at the setup you took on the 1 hour, but didn't feel confident due to the 15-minute and 30-minute behavior. That's true. Is there anything I could have done, or was it just based on experience? It's just based on experience. Trust me, it's just based on experience. Like the 1 hour was bullish, this one had to go up, so it's kind of like willing to risk it. Even though the 30-minute was bearish here, I was willing to risk it, and it worked out. So it was just based on experience, right? Sometimes you'll see that the higher time frames will show you that confirmation, but the smaller time frames are just going to be ranging at that point. So there the analysis becomes a little difficult because you're like confused on what to trust. But as you see this happen more and more, that the higher time frames, they move better once these small time frames are ranging. So you develop that trust, you develop that what's the word? You get that trust in the market, and you get that experience as well. So when the next time it happens, you're more prone to execute on this. With intuition. You get that intuition. That's the right word. See the currency strength meter, all pound, all yen pairs are melting. Yeah. I don't have to look at the currency strength meter to know that the yen pairs are melting. We can see it on the charts. We can also see that the US dollar is rising up too. See what Trump is up to here. Stock market, big up, vaccine coming soon, report 90%. Such great news. Oh. Wow. Why is Bitcoin going up? Bitcoin's going up because everyone who's holding crypto, they'll be the first ones to get the vaccine. That's why Bitcoin's they'll hunt you all down. They'll hunt everyone down who's hoarding Bitcoin. Let's take a look here. Where are we at on Bitcoin? 15,000 BTC USD.
Yeah, it's at 15 and change right now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's been moving. At this point, my BTC holdings are just, it's a long-term stock play for me now. I took out all my initial investment out of BTC. Now it's all just house money.
Just house, yeah, it's perfect. Look at this area.
A bit more of a little bit more of a pop, then I can just take my money out. That's a bit more.
20,000.
Yeah, I'll probably go to 20,000. 20,000 will be the big challenge. I think anybody that's in BTC, if they're holding at 15,000 and they get to 20,000, that's, you know what, you should take a bit out.
I did dollar cost average for 2 years.
Oh wow.
And I broke even last March.
Yeah, because I got in at 6,700, like 66, 6,700. I cashed out at 10,000, and then I cashed out at 12,000, and now the rest is just riding.
Ooh, nice.
And then I have a whole bunch in XRP, which is, I moved, when I cashed out of BTC, I moved into XRP. So I moved a bunch into XRP, just see what happens.
Yeah, I got some in XRP, just running to see where it goes.
What's your view on Bitcoin? Last year you said it doesn't hold any water. No, it doesn't. I still have the same opinion, but I'm not going to fight my opinion when nobody else agrees with me at this point. But I mean, think about it this way. No bank is going to allow Bitcoin to be the currency of choice for the world. So just keep that in mind. The banks and the governments will create their own digital currency before they allow a rogue digital currency to take over. So the speculation that we're getting right now is great. Take advantage of it, but don't think that you've discovered fire at this point. Let's put it this way. Your crypto holdings, any crypto holdings right now, you are not in at the bottom like a stock where it's just going to be like, this is the one that they're going to be using. You're not going to be allowed to be in at that point. So you have to accept that as an average person, that no revolutionary digital currency that will be the mainstay will be given to the average person at rock bottom prices. You will never have that, I discovered gold in my backyard anymore in your lifetime. It will never happen. So you have to accept the fact that if you're speculating with crypto right now and you're making gains, that these gains may be taken away at any given point as soon as a government organization creates their own digital currency and says, this is the one that we're using. So just realize that, that if you speculate based on that, you'll always be successful with cryptocurrencies. If you know in the back of your mind that no government's going to allow BTC to be the world cryptocurrency, and that's what we're going to use from now on, you're going to be fine. What do you do if you achieve your weekly goal on a Monday? Well, you have two choices: quit for the week, or take what you were supposed to make today, bank that, and then use the rest tomorrow to see if you can push your account.
Yes.
You cannot stop Bitcoin. No, no one's going to be able to stop it. But I mean, if it doesn't have value anymore, it's just going to fade away, right? Like I can make a coin right now, the TED coin, and if nobody takes it, it has no value. It doesn't mean that it can't exist. Of course it can exist, but the idea is you want things to have value. But I really think once the governments introduce their own digital currency, these crypto coins won't have necessarily the same value that they once have, because people are going to look and say, well, what can I do with this? Right now we can use it because there's no other crypto to benchmark it against. But once there's an actual legitimate benchmark of crypto where people can go to their bank and deposit crypto or withdraw crypto, like, whatever they're going to be able to do with a bank account, people aren't going to use BTC because it's not going to be the utility of BTC will be downgraded compared to other digital currencies. That's the biggest thing when representing value in currency or value in some sort of commodity, is its utilization, right? If we realize that BTC can't be used at the grocery store, but TED coin can be used at the grocery store, what do you think is going to have more value, right? So you have to look at it from an objective point of view. Yes, BTC is great. It was the beginning of how this revolution started, but it's not something that's a mainstay, because you can't go to the grocery store and use BTC. You'll be going to the grocery store and using like Biden coin or Trump coin or something, right? Like you just, like, this is the biggest thing with a lot of people, is you have to accept the fact that what you believe in is not going to be the end result. And people live, it's almost like selling your house, right? People get so attached to selling their house that, oh, my house is worth this much. And it's like, no, it's only worth what the market's going to pay. Like you can't get, there's no sentimental value at that point. And that's where people get so upset. They get so hardened with that. It's like, I own Tesla. If another car company comes out and beats Tesla, it's going to be more popular than Tesla. People will still want Tesla cars, but I can't say that Tesla's the best electric car anymore because there's going to be another company out that's beating it. Like, we have to just accept defeat at some point and just say, hey, this was great for the time being. Now we've moved on to the next piece, and that's evolution.
Yeah, I think at the same time, if they do come out with a coin, they're probably going to say, well, like, based on this coin, the coins you have are worth X amount of our coins.
Yeah.
So if you want to use your coin, you come in the bank and you replace your coins with this coin, and then we can move on forward.
There is another point on it, in the sense that how many transactions it can do per minute, and we've already got more far superior banking technology that can do millions and millions. Like Visa can do millions and billions of transactions a minute, and this thing can barely manage a few thousand.
Oh.
So how do you then expect it to be a world currency if it can only do a few thousand transactions a minute? It doesn't make sense.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's something that's holding it back, and it's still behind in technology. The solution to it is what they call a Lightning network, which runs on top of the actual the blockchain itself. But until you get that implemented, it's obsolete still.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. I mean, like, I'm reading some of the comments in the Gulag, and people are arguing their points. And like I said, I don't disagree with people's opinions. I just look at a logical statement, like a logical. Look at it this way. In all of time, if we go through the history of time and we look at how civilizations have been ruled, there's always been some sort of structure where there's a value placed on an object, whether it's a goat or, it's a piece of corn or, it's a dollar bill. the people that have owned the most of those items have always been the people in power. It's never been the peasant, right? The farmer, as soon as they got too many goats, the government comes in and takes away their land, so they can't have as many goats, right? So when we look at BTC and we look at the previous history of the world, yes, it is out there, and it was created by the peasants, right? You know, we can consider ourselves peasants compared to the government. The government knows it exists, and so do the banks. They're well aware of the capabilities of BTC, but the problem is they do not want the peasants to have the power, right? Imagine some kid who's 20, 21 years old has, you know, he bought Bitcoin in 2012 when it was like $200 or $100 or whatever it is, and he's amassed 30 or 40 million dollars in BTC. You really think that the government is going to say, oh, hey, John Smith, congratulations, you're now super rich because we are now uptaking BTC as the world currency? Like, just think logically for a second. They're not going to allow peasants to become rich off of dumb luck. Like, you're not going to allow that to happen. And people have to accept that. And what you do to say, okay, well, you say, well, Ted, what can I do to combat that? Is when there's opportunities like this of speculation, you accumulate wealth and then you diversify it so that you can then move on. And when the government does say, hey, we have a government coin which is going to be worth this much, you can load up at the beginning where you are no longer a peasant and you are now a stronger member of society because you were able to take advantage of that government coin at the lowest price because you were able to speculate and build your own income earlier on before they released that coin. And I think if you have that approach to life, you will always get ahead. Don't look at things as, well, the government's manipulating or stealing from me. It's like, well, how can I take advantage of this situation and then ride the next wave, so to speak?
Yeah, you know, that one thing you said about how the governments are not going to let peasants have all this money, it kind of like goes back to the same to this example. So in our culture, we have this thing called Eid, right, where you give money to like kids and this and that. When the kid gets too much money, the parents take that away. They're like, hey, this is too much for you. You don't know how to handle it, so we're going to take this away and we're going to keep it with us. And when you need it, let us know. We're going to give it to you. That's what's going to happen. Yeah, you're right. If you have a 19-year-old with a lot of Bitcoin, government's going to say, hey, listen, we're going to take this away from you. We're going to give you what we have. And you take this, you use this. That's it. End of story. Like, you can cry and whine all you want, but that's how it's going to go. Oh, wow, man. This thing is still moving. Almost tapped 137,800 here. That this is simple, not true. Well, you wait for next year. Everything what we're saying here is sort of gonna become true next year, 2021. And you can watch this stream in November 9th, 2020, and you're gonna, oh yeah, look at that predictions.
I mean, it's just, I think a lot of people get upset because they don't want to hear the truth. And yeah, it sucks. It sucks that you think that you've fallen on on a gold mine. You've bought your 6 Bitcoin and you think it's going to go to 2 million a coin or $1 million a coin. It's just not reasonable. And I think a lot of people have to realize that the world is not, you're not meant to get rich quick. Let's put it that way. Like no world organization is going to allow you to get rich quick unless you are inside that organization or those elite. Like as soon as you understand how the world really works, you become much more comfortable and you just realize, hey, if I can grab a little bit here, a little bit there, and stay under the radar, I can amass a wealth and live a very comfortable life. It's when you start trying to shoot for those one-off gains where it's like, man, if I just deposit $10 into this random altcoin, I'm going to make millions because it's going to shoot up because the government said so. You know, those hopes and dreams, they're not realistic. And if you can just slowly, steadily increase your wealth and increase your knowledge, you'll always be ahead of the curve. Like, it's not going to be a bad life for you. It's when you start trying to, you know, believe in something so much that you think it's going to become real instead of just looking at logical arguments and logical statements.
Wow, 137,800.
I had a buy with you with GBP JPY at 136.
Man, tell me about it. I had a buy as well.
I was like 136, 100. I was like, oh, that's...
Man, this thing is what? Keep going.
This was like a once in a lifetime opportunity here. Till their next fuck up, basically. Next level for GG should be 138,300. With the rate it's going, yeah, I'd say like 138 even over here, 138,100 as it's approaching this resistance to the left hand side. Let's take a look here. Oh yeah, 138,300, 100, that, like that whole range. So we got this entire range over here. Let me draw this range here. Yeah, we got this entire range. Wow, Huge is also moving up pretty quick today. Your JPY is also moving up here. I mean, that's it. I mean, there's no more trade here for me. Nothing. We're moving at NY Open here soon, and after this, I'm gonna hang around for about 40 more minutes, tell people not to trade, and then that's it. Gonna end my day. Yeah, Raja, are you in it? No, I'm not in nothing. No trades. I am in no trades. Just stumbled on your clan. You guys are pretty dope. Do you guys just use price action? Yes. Oh, you guys use price tap. Yeah, price action. Basically use price action. Why people dislike the video? Oh, because they probably had gold buys and GJ sells. Or maybe they tried trading retracements and then they lost.
Yeah, tomorrow you'll find though. I think on tomorrow everything will pull all the way back, so that'll be fun.
Wow. Holy 900. Tapped 138. Yeah, I got no analysis here. Just gonna wait for this hour to close. Got 10 minutes here. Gonna get some coffee and let's see what happens here.
I think if you're looking at GJ, even if you get in at 139, you're probably going all the way back up to 140, 700, almost 141. So you're okay still. Like it's early for GJ. I think as long as you get in GJ below 139, you'll be good for a while. Wow, people are like they're very like they live for crypto. Like it's the be all end all, and it's like I don't disagree. It's just you guys got to just look at who runs the world, and it isn't people that own crypto.
What's the difference
I
between
think that's your first thing, is look at who runs the world, and think about it. Are they going to give up power anytime soon? And what's the number one way to gain power, either through war or through finance? Just use logical information. Don't use opinions. Just go look through logic. The most powerful people in the world either have a big army or a big bank account. They're not. That's the bottom line. You just really have to go through it. And I mean, I know everyone's passionate about, Bitcoin is the savior of the world and the average person, but trust me, there's armies and people that have way more money than Bitcoin.
Have you seen in Game of Thrones? There's the Iron Bank, and they back both sides.
Yeah. It's just I just want people to understand that. Like, just think about the world as a big game, a big board game, right? Back in the day when you were younger, you'd open up a box and there was a game inside of it, and you'd play on a kitchen table. That's the world. The world is a big board game, and just understand who the big players are and realize their power. And if you can do that, and you can always try and anticipate what they're doing next, you'll feel really good about yourself. Ted, I see you read about XRP. Yeah, I know that there's banking partners with XRP. Who are the players? Well, think about who just ran the elections. All you have to do is, if you look at the biggest people in the world making the headlines, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, you look at those people, you look at the way technology is moving, they have a lot of influence. The people that run Google, the people that run Facebook, they're the ones that have the influence, and they make the decisions, and they pressure the governments. I think you have to look at, the big banks, things like that, and you look at what's going on. They're always going to have control over everything. So they're going to determine what makes sense for us as the average person. And like I said, it's not going to be somebody in their basement, building a currency and saying, hey, this is what's going to be released to the world. I know that that's a utopia and that's what people want to see, but it's not going to happen. There is no government, there is no bank that is going to allow the average person to gain power in that way. And you know what? You have to accept that. And you can argue with me till the cows come home, but there's never been a point in time where the average person has introduced a method of value, or, for lack of better terms, a currency, and that's been taken in by a government and said, hey, this is the new way we're going to do things. The government looks at what people do, and then they modify it to suit their means, and then we all have to adjust. And it's just, you look at how the world manipulates information, events, things of that nature, and you realize that we just have to play the game. It's just very simple.
I think when people ask me, I want to get into crypto or whatever, the first thing I always say is, give me a use case scenario. And most of them don't really have a proper use case scenario. And it doesn't make sense. And why would you? I mean, storage, we've already got storage solutions. Money transfer, we already have money transfer solutions. Faster, fitter, better. Why would you waste your time with something that's unreliable and unregulated?
Yeah. And I mean, it's just, as a culture and as a society, we have those hopes and dreams, and it's not to discourage people from having dreams, but it's just not the way the world works. It's almost like when you look at a corporate organization, right? There's always that one person. If you've ever worked in a corporate job, there's always that one person that just gets the nod all the time, right? They keep getting promoted and you're just watching and it's like, why? And it's always because there's somebody up above that has taken a liking to them or realizes that they want to groom this person, and they just get pushed through the system. Meanwhile, you could be doing way better work than that person and you don't get recognized. That's probably the simplest analogy I can use, is if you've ever worked in corporate and you've worked your tail off and someone doesn't like you, you don't get anywhere. And if someone likes you, suddenly you get pushed through the channels like you're going through like a water tube, like on a water slide. And if you look at the world that way, you'll see that there's a lot of factors that are against us, but we can take advantage of the little loopholes here and there and become, better citizens for ourselves.
Gold to 14,000. Probably not. 138, 200. Oh, wow. What's next? 138, 300 on GJ. Just nuts. See, this is where selling after a big move does not work, because when there's a lot of momentum, there's a lot of volume, price just keeps on going, and it's just crazy when people think that after one big candle they can just sell and price will go down and they can take profits. No, that's not how price works. I mean, this is a fundamentally driven move, and like, if you don't think vaccine is a big deal, this is a huge deal. Like, the entire world economies were brought down to their knees because of this virus. Just imagine that. And if they're saying that, hey, we have a band-aid for that virus, man, that's a huge deal. Crazy, crazy deal. So there's that correction thing. I don't think there's going to be a correction. But what I do know is that tomorrow is going to be a very, very nice day, because we're creating these clean moves. And so tomorrow is going to be a very, very nice day. I don't care where price goes today. It's tomorrow what I'm excited about.
Yeah, and if GG breaks like 138, 300 right now, I mean, next target's like 139, 650.
Yeah, like, I mean, this is a really strong area we're at right now. Like, we broke above a lot of strong areas. We're at another strong area now, so who knows?
And if we break this, whew, it's gonna be insane. It's gonna be a very nice playing field for the rest of the week.
Man, it's nice that they're up to this now. Now they can open up gyms to full steam, no appointments, no limitations on people. I have a feeling we can get ready for 142 in the next weeks. Too much? Yeah. Of course we can. I mean, if someone said that, hey, tomorrow we're gonna reach 138 from 136, I would have been like, yeah, sure, buddy. For sure we're gonna reach 138. But then look at 138, 300. So 142, yeah, man, for sure. I mean, 142 is right up there, and I guess with this vaccine, we can get to 142 because I mean, this is a huge plus for all the economies, all the industries. Like, look at how many plants were closed. Like, distribution plants were operating at like less than 50% capacity. You have transport stopped. I mean, there are a lot of things that are not functioning to their full momentum right now. And I mean, with this vaccine news, I mean, things are just looking positive at this point. Like, they're talking about late this month, late next month. Man, Christmas is gonna be their way of saying, "Hey, happy holidays, guys. Here's a vaccine. It's gonna be mailed out to you." Yeah, see, that's something that can happen. They can mail out these ballots type things, and it can have a number on it, right? And that number will dictate what day and time you need to go in and get that vaccine, and then get a stamp and send that ballot in by mail or by electronic or whatever. And once that comes in, they can attach that to your SIN card and or your SIN number or whatever, and that's it. Like, if I was making vaccines, that's what I would do. I would send out ballots, and if we don't get a ballot within 2 weeks from a certain household, get the SWAT team down there. See what's going on. Are they rebellious? All right, send them to the concentration camps. I don't have all the conspiracies, just what I may think it could happen. I mean, anything can happen at this point now. The Amish will be laughing. Yeah, the Amish will be saying, "We told you our ways are better. Don't screw with technology. Don't get the vaccine." That's exactly what they're thinking right now.
You know what? I always talk about the vaccine it's similar to they basically beaten everybody up from a emotional and a moral standpoint, I guess, inside your head, right? So right now, the average person is probably feeling really defeated in general because there's been, you couldn't go out to dinner with your friends, you do certain things, people have lost their jobs. So they've conditioned us to be so down on what's happened in the world that this vaccine, people are going to be lining up and jumping over each other to take
100%.
just so that they can get back some normalcy in their life. And this is the irrational way that humans think. Like, nobody will look at the long-term effects of what's happening. They'll look at just the idea of like, hey, if I take this, I can go back to doing what I need to do or what I think is the right thing, because you've been beaten down so much over the last 8 months, 9 months, that people will be lining up in droves for this. And it's exactly what they wanted everybody to be. Because if people had introduced this vaccine after month 1, nobody would want it. People would be like, I don't need it, blah, blah. But now it's month 9. Yep.
Yeah, that's true. Like, everyone's being dragged through the mud. And now at the very end, they're like, "Hey, we got fresh, clean water for you." What do you think about the Toronto housing market? We'll see what happens with the housing market. I think with this, yeah, it's gonna go back up. I mean, it's gonna get stabilized now because, yeah, like, all industries are gonna get back to normal in 2021, and then it's all gonna be like, "Oh yeah, look, Biden and these guys. Oh look, we brought everything back to normal." But the
Yeah.
long-term effects and their long-term plan, I don't want to say it's very devilish, but it's something we don't know, but we have an idea. And like, I mean, at the end of the day, no matter how much we talk about it, we can't do anything about it. It's going to be the normal. It's going to be the new norm.
Yeah. So if you waited, like we talked about earlier, for the new hour candle on gold, you'll see that we got the drop that we wanted in the new hour. So you should be in profits if you waited. So hopefully you took that. I think dropping down again, you should be okay, and then look to take profit. but manage your risk accordingly. So right now you should move your stops in the profit and you should be good.
Oh, I just remembered someone yesterday. They messaged me. They offered me $9,500 for me to step away from the live streams and for them to take over the live streams
Like
in
per
New York
month?
session. No, just one-time payment. Hey man, there you go. We'll buy you. I'm like, are you stupid? Are you crazy? These are like prime time live streams. It's a dumb fucking. I mean, this is prime time.
Well, you made it prime time too.
Yeah, we made it prime time.
This would be your target with gold, your initial target, and then I think you'll probably get a little bit deeper. I think with gold, you'll get a second opportunity in an hour and a half. So if you're looking at gold right now and you missed this first drop to fill this wick on the hourly, you'll probably get another opportunity later on this morning if you're looking at gold. The issue that you're going to have with gold is you're going to have to work off the smaller time frames, and you're going to have to keep your stops relatively tight, or you're going to have to lower your lot size and increase your stop loss. Like as an example, with this trade here, you would have had a stop loss that would have been a little bit higher, but what you would have waited for is you would have waited for essentially this candle to reject, which was the last 15-minute candle of the hour. Your stop loss would have been here, and you would have entered over here on the basis of the new hour to push down at this point and fill this wick with momentum. That's what you're aiming for. So this is a move where the first 15-minute candle, you would try and take it as deep as you can, and then you would exit. You wouldn't want to hold it longer than that because you're not anticipating a stronger move past this. If it does go past, this is one of those times where if this actually does start to move past before the end of the 15-minute, you can then adjust your stop loss. But your initial trade idea is only this move to finish off to get to right here. So like as we approach this area here, this is the close, right? You're closing right now because your initial thought was I'm going to have my stop loss here and I'm going to drive here. Now watching the time, this has hit with 5 minutes to close the 15-minute candle. So now what you can say to yourself is I'll take my profits here, and if this pulls back up, the next 15-minute candle can pull and continue to drop. I'll take that. Or now if I'm comfortable, I'm going to move my stop loss to here now and just let it run to 1893.
Wow, man. Crazy. Well done, Ted.
Thanks, Raja.
Beautiful. Look at that. 900-point move here. Even though I was not in it, but man, just nuts. As soon as NY opened, boom. Is GJ still going to come down? Why will GJ still come down when it's moving up? What kind of analysis is that? So on weekly, GJ is bullish. Daily, 4 hour, everything is bullish. Will GJ still come down? Are you in cells? Yeah, there's no analysis. For me, personally, I'm not doing anything here. No, nothing. There's nothing for me to do. I'm just going to hang around here for another 40 minutes and then that's it. I'm going to call it a day. Booked my gym appointment for 11 a.m. today as well. You know, I kind of like this appointment thing, Ted. I'm going to be honest. At first, I didn't like it, but now...
It plans your day, right?
Yeah, it plans my day. Because the wife asked me yesterday, so what's your plan for tomorrow? And usually I say, I don't know. But I said, yeah, I got a gym appointment at 11.
Yeah, you know what it also does too? It's also allows you to just get in and get out. Like you're forced to actually work through the workout, like not just hang around, right? Because a lot of times you may socialize or just talk to people. Now it's like, man, you got to move. Like you're,
Yeah.
because I mean, you know, you have an hour appointment, like to do like 2 compound exercises. So if you like today's chest and biceps, or sorry, chest and triceps, it's like, man, if you're doing 4 exercises of each, 8 exercises at 3 or 4 reps, that's like, you know, 32 movements. It's like, man, you got to move.
Yeah. Yeah, I moved yesterday a lot. But it's good. Oh, damn. 1894 is coming on gold. Wow. 1893. Can we get to
Yeah.
1888?
1893. So we hit our target. I don't have any more targets after 1893. I'm sorry. I haven't thought of that. I'll have to look later today. But 1893 was my target for today. It already hit, so.
Wow. Yeah, there's some news coming in that Boris is ready with some millions of vaccines. Boris says on vaccine the results are promising, but we must remember there are no guarantees. Well, you can take this, but there's no guarantee. But you got to take it. Man, I think the people in the UK are going to be the test dummies for the vaccine.
Yeah, if you're looking at gold now, we're in a daily zone from I guess 1907 to about 1882. So you might spike through that at any given time, but it could pull back. What I'd watch for is how gold reacts after, I would say, 11 a.m. Eastern or 12 p.m. Eastern. If it starts to pull back, the wick that the daily candle creates will be filled more than likely tomorrow. So you might find that we may dip down into like 1890, 1885 throughout the rest of the morning, but that will be short-lived and there'll be a massive pullback for the rest of the day, and then we may have an opportunity to take a trade again tomorrow in the same area. So just keep that in mind. Like if you miss today's move with gold, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a massive wick to the upside for tomorrow's daily candle, and we'll continue further down. So I don't think you have to worry too much, because long-term target you can probably see is, I'm looking right now, is 1860 if we're going to go through and drop down. So
Yeah, 1860 right there.
yeah, so I mean, what I anticipate now is this area here, which we just tapped into. If you go back to the daily there, Raja. So we're tapping into this area. So we just talked about that earlier this morning. We have this area that we're tapping into. So because we're tapping into this zone with momentum, you're going to find that this is going to be a very, very quick move down, right? So it's going to be very violent. Obviously, if you're in it over here, more than likely you're going to probably fill to this area here. But what'll happen is throughout the day, as the markets start to pull back and take a breather, this will pull up a bit. And now you're going to be in this zone here tomorrow. So what you may find is you may find a wick that pops up here and then drives further down for the next daily candle. Similar to what we see on, you know, hourly time frames or 15-minute time frames when we're looking at the smaller time frames. As we enter a zone, this is the same idea, but we're just now on a daily time frame. So what you're going to see is you're going to see us fight through this. But because we're pushing through this daily zone, this move can come relatively quick, right down to 1880, and then violently pull back up again. Because remember, this area here is like hot lava, right? So if you cover this whole area up, this is hot lava. So price can reject anywhere within this hot lava area. So yes, it can drop all the way down, but then it can pull all the way back up. So just be very aware of that if you are trading gold. And as you can see, it is dipping through that zone right there. So it's just having a good time in that area.
Oh, our friend from the UK, they had sells on gold too this time.
Oh, very good.
Beautiful.
That's good. He'll recover most of his account from the buys.
Yeah. Vaccine came in and boom, man, how lucky do you have to be? You
Well,
take a sell and vaccine comes in, boom.
Well, it's a $60 drawdown. I guess now you're back to break even. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
See, that the issue with that is you have a $60 drawdown. Now you have to have a $60 take profit from what was it, 1898? So you have to go to 1820
To break even.
to have a 1-to-1 risk to reward.
Mm.
So think about that logically. To have a 2-to-1 risk to reward, you have to go into the 1700s for that kind of trade.
Yeah, those buys were somewhere around over here. 1906, 1907.
Yeah, because the UK people had sells at 1898, right?
Yes, right here.
And then
break even.
And then it went all the way up to 1968 and 1965. So that means that there was a $60 drawdown. So they have to go down to 1820 to have a proper risk to reward. And then to have 2-to-1, they have to go down to 1760.
That's a long way over here.
Yep. Hey, but I mean, if they're swing trading and they can hold a $60 drawdown and they can take 120 pip take profit, that's great.
I'm confused with that GJ move. I wonder if my analysis would have made sense. I'm not trading. Manuel, if you look at this on the 1-hour chart, you'll find more clarity. There was a support formed on the 1-hour chart right over here. So that support meant price made a high, came down, created support to essentially come up to retest the high. But the only problem here with this price action was this 30-minute candle. Okay, so this was the 1-hour right over here. We had a support forming. But the only problem was 30-minute and 15-minute were basically consolidating here. And then the vaccine came in. Wow, we tapped 138.300. Someone mentioned that earlier here today. Those London streams are Tuesdays and Thursdays by Capital Hungry. Hungry for capital. Capital Hungry. Oh wow, 1888, 1887.
Someone had a great question in the gulag. If the vaccine came in, why didn't JP or the pound US dollar go up as well? And the simple reason is because you have two currencies that are backed by big countries that are top tier countries. So that created a conflict in terms of which country should gain strength and eventually negated the actual movement. So the biggest moves on these kind of speculative news items or events like this always come when there's an imbalance between countries. So Japanese currency being usually a safe haven versus a dominant country such as the UK or US dollar. So you would have a very, very big imbalance. Anytime you're looking to see a big margin or a wide move when it comes to currencies, you need to find a currency that is very, very dominant versus a currency or a country that is very, very weak or passive. And that's where you'll see the bigger moves happen, right? So you look at the yen pairs, you look at gold as an example. Those are very dominant currencies or currency pairs where you'll have very, very wide pushes because you have a lopsided pair. So you have a very strong currency versus a very weak or passive currency. So that's why you'll see a bigger move compared to two currencies that are very dominant. Those pairs, like say Euro USD or the pound USD, those pairs are a little bit more stable, so you won't see the violent fluctuations unless one country is very, very strong at a certain point and the other country is very weak. So in this case, the vaccine is good for both the UK and the US dollar, so you're not going to see that imbalance.
Yeah, it's something we talked about as well. Because the pound was strong, USD was strong, lots of optimism, so whole pair ranged.
Yeah.
And over here, pound was strong and yen became weak because the dollar became strong. So it started to move up. Boop, 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 boop. Where can I trade gold? TD Ameritrade and Rwanda don't offer it. Well, then you can't trade gold. You can trade gold on offshore brokerage then if you're in the US or you're in Canada. There are other options where you can trade gold. Hey, but you can trade spot gold, right? Spot gold on TD Ameritrade?
Yeah, you can take it as a futures.
Yeah, you can do that.
You can trade futures on it.
Was this vaccine a surprise? No. It was coming.
It's here.
It's here. It's not coming. It's here. I agree that something doesn't make sense here. UJ up, GJ up, while DXY is up, and the Jew is only up. What gives doesn't make sense. Yeah, Ted just explained it. John Clark. Ted explained the whole thing, and then I paraphrased it.
What gives? What gives?
Yeah, what gives?
Nobody gives.
Gold can't fall anymore. Well, we don't know
Watch.
that. Just watch. Gold's like, all right.
Yeah.
Just watch this.
Yeah, that's right. Take my beer. Gold will always say, take my beer, and it will go.
Yeah. Oh, this is another good question. Then why Euro USD is dropping? I think why Euro USD is dropping is because the dollar is getting much more stronger than Euro is getting stronger because of the vaccine optimism. I think that's why this is dropping. Plus, I really hate Euro USD. I don't like this pair at all. I mean, look at this market structure on a 30-minute chart. Just like vomit all over the place. I mean, people who can make consistent profits on Euro USD, I mean, hats off for you, man. Hats off to you. This is
if you look at Euro USD as well, it's one of the most manipulated, if not the most manipulated currency pair in all of FX.
Hey, Rajan. Quick question. This weekend you were talking about booby trap. If you look at the 30 minutes, is the one at 6 a.m. Would you take it?
Yes.
I'm just trying to. I had entry before that, but
Mhm.
I'm just trying to see for people that was not in the trade at that moment. Would be a possible entry when the 6:30 broke previous high
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
booby trap. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, I got a bunch of charts. Some people sent me that same analysis charts. They sent me the same analysis charts. And their analysis was, well, since the 1 hour candle closed bullish over here, and since we have support here and trend was bullish, they were more confident in taking buys when this 6:30 a.m. candle broke the high here, anticipating the complete 1 hour candle going bullish.
I see.
So yeah, you're right. So this was kind of like a booby trap candle, something we talked about on Sunday. Someone also said Monday is a humbling day. Yes. I think Monday is a really, really good practice to see if you can really be disciplined and just sit out with all this madness if you're not in a trade. You know. Did you take any trades today? I had one trade on GJ buys for about 20 pips. It was a 5 lot, and that's it. Nothing else. Please, when I'm losing trade, the speed of the pip is super fast, but when I'm in profit, it takes forever. That's what normally happens usually with new traders. The speed of the loss is super fast, but the speed of profits is super slow. So I guess what you need to do is at that point when basically like let's say when you're losing, you need to see that, okay, how could you have been in the winning trade? You know, that's something I've said over and over again. Like, always look to see how could you have been in a winning trade, and that situation is going to happen over and over again. Just like this happened right over here, right? So price reached resistance at 137,200. Some people in the gulag, they took sells on GJ because it was at resistance. But from experience, what I've seen is that the very high probability price continues moving up, ripping through those cells, and that's what happened over here. Price ripped up, ripping through those cells. Wow, 100 pips. Moved up 100 pips after that. Crazy. Price moved up 177 pips after I closed my buys too. Would have been extra some change over there. Hey Raja, so in your opinion, Monday and Fridays are not the best days to trade? Mondays, see, all days are pretty good to trade, right? What happens with Monday is that people are so enthusiastic trying to take a trade on Monday that they basically forget about risk management or discipline. That's what happens because, like, on the Monday, if you take a loss, it's a blow to your ego because you don't want to take a loss on the first day of the week. And if you're going to take a loss on the first day of the week, you want to make that loss into a win so that your history looks good. I've taken losses on Mondays and Tuesdays in a row, like a lot of times. And then Wednesdays, I've made those losses back. So if you're taking a loss on Monday, just call it a day. Be like, okay, hey, listen, there's tomorrow, there's day after tomorrow, there's next month, there's next year. I mean, as long as you're alive, of course, right? But yeah, I think you just have to be really good in identifying that you took a loss and now you have to call it a day. Let's take a look at this chart over here by Dan Guimera FX. All right, this is GJ. This is a high created, support created 15-minute time frame. We'll wait for 15 minutes to close bullish to go to 138,500. Now, I'll tell you what's wrong with this idea. Price has already moved 177 pips. So for it to see, I'm not going to say it can't go to 138,500 because there's so much volume, but we're also reaching a very strong resistance at this point. So I have no analysis on GG at this point. Even if we're breaking the high over here to continue on, so be it. We can continue on. But since it has moved so much, so much, I don't want to put my word on the line. Like, look, 200 pips, man. 200. That's a big move. So I can tell you this much: I wouldn't be taking that trade, even if it goes to 138.500. I'd be okay with that, but I wouldn't be taking the trade just because we've moved so much. You know, yeah, that's how to move. All right, let's take a look here. I'm seeing that 1889 is a strong level, as this is level, as at this level the bullish structure was formed. Would you agree? Yes. Yeah, it's a strong level over here. But gold has also passed through a lot of other strong levels too. So today is a very, very hard day. Today is a very hard day, just because of the fact we've had these big moves down. And when I see these big moves down, I tell myself, hey, listen, if I wasn't in these trades, I basically missed out on these trades. And GJ might actually go to 138.500. Who knows? I'm just staying away from everything here now. Oof, we're about to tap 30,000 here. Ooh, we're about to tap 30,000 here.
It's ridiculous.
This is ridiculous, man. All-time highs.
I closed at 29,780 or 29,7078.
Wow. Oh, brother.
There it is. It's coming. It's gonna hit.
It's gonna hit.
Yeah, 29,000. This is where I closed over here. Oh, that's a lot of way to go back up.
Wow, how many points was this? It's like almost 100 points. 90
Yeah,
points.
that's not, no, that's 1,000 points.
1,000 points. Jesus. Ooh, we hit 30,000.
Yeah, that would have been a $500,000 trade.
Wow. Man, these days don't come every day. I think there will be another opportunity like this next year. When they say everything's good to go and we can open up the economy like nothing happened. Yeah, this is where small home-based funds make a lot of money on big moves, and they attract people for their investments, and then things go wild because they didn't expect it. Some moves, but man, insane. I think for new traders, and if they catch these big moves, it's kind of like it's good, but it's good in terms of profits. Obviously, you make money, but from like trading perspective, it's not good because they kind of like think that, okay, these moves are normal. They happen all the time. So every time when they're in the trade, they kind of like think, okay, like, you know what, that same move is going to happen now. It's going to happen now. It's going to happen now. And it doesn't happen. So it's really damaging to your discipline. It's really damaging to your trading character too. Like, that's what I call it, trading character, when you come on the charts. Let's take a look here. Bullish trend, bullish move with support created. We can take buys. Okay, support created, impulse entry at break of resistance, or safer entry when we break the high over here. Because once we break resistance, and if you're only looking at the 30-minute, it can kind of like retrace down. So safer entry breaking the high over here on the 30-minute. Do you find it funny how the vaccine was released after the election? Trump called that, and this would have happened for the past few months. Media is scary. Yes. 1887. 1887. Yeah, man, media is scary. I mean, in these times, I think you should be mentally strong. You should be physically strong because if things go down, you should be able to hold yourself up. Mental and physical strength are important now. Wow, 1885. Are we going to come down to 1876 to fill the wick? Is that what gold's planning on? Look, this 4-hour candle. Wow, everyone who signaled gold sells, wow, they'd be over the moon right now. They won't talk about how it was a vaccine, they just talk about how the analysis was correct.
Yeah, and I mean, I think also, Raja, like you said, for people that are looking at these moves today and really getting upset that they missed it or they didn't get all of it, as you trade over the years, you're going to see there's so much of this that happens all the time. And it's not obviously monthly, but I would say every few months there's always a big move. You're going to get your standard moves throughout the weeks and the months. I just don't want people to fall off their seat because they weren't able to catch this or they woke up late or they missed it. It's like there's always going to be opportunities in the market. And you need to really understand that. I mean, now we dropped to 1880 on gold. So, I mean, it's one of those things. There's going to be a massive correction. Think about it this way. This huge move down is not sustainable because of the speed in which it moved, right? So that tomorrow it'll probably pull all the way back up and then we'll drop all the way back down again. So you just get used to that and you continue. I mean, it's going to go probably now to 1860 or 1872 at this point. But I mean, you know what? I'm done for the day as well. I can watch this all day move. The idea here is train your mind to look at these, but practice at this point the levels in which you think price is going to move to, because that trains you for the other days where price doesn't move this fast, but it'll still get to those points where that you're picking off on the chart, right? We were talking about 1907, then we talked about 1900, then we talked about 1893, right? So those were choices that, or those were ideas that I had in my head. I didn't take those trades, but it was good to see that my analysis played out the way that I expected it to play out, because now when I actually go to enter a trade the next time, I'm going to have that confidence behind my analysis, right? And this is just the practice. This is how you go to the gym and you shoot free throws. This is what Raja's doing right now, I'm doing right now. It's like we can still be involved in the charts without having to take trades, but it just prepares us mentally for when we're going to go enter a trade. We can still make the same analysis and the same ideas and execute at that point. And that's what you should be working on as a new trader or someone who trades regularly is, hey, you're done for the day. It doesn't mean you have to leave the charts right away. You could sit on the charts and just sit and watch, but then play that game with yourself of, hey, would my analysis have played out? And, now for next time, it's like, I've seen this happen so many times where we've hit this level or we're going to go to this level and this is what's happened. I can execute comfortably at that point.
Yeah, and to tell you the truth, like the first time I saw something like this was with Brexit in 2016. Then the entire debacle around Yellen, then Theresa May, Brexit talks again, then trade talks had crazy volatility. And then in March this year, we had the virus thing, crazy volatility. So I mean, these crazy moves, they happen every, I'd say 6 months. 6, 7 months, you have something happening in the world and things just go nuts. So I mean, Tessa, right? Like if you're a new trader and you're watching this happen, this is preparation for the next time it's going to happen. And maybe next time you may not be able to catch it, but then you're going to be more prepared for the third time it's going to happen. Wow.
Yeah, trading is really a long-term thing. I mean, you figure this is like year 6 for me now, year 4 or 5 for Raja. We've seen this happen so many times. We watched gold drop to 1150. We've watched gold go up to 2000. Like it's just one of those things. You just get used to it, and you say to yourself, hey, I've seen it happen once. That means it's going to happen again. And one day I'm going to catch those moves. And like today, like some of us caught huge moves. And it's like, great. You know what? That gives you a little bit of a boost to your account. And then you go back to your regular trading days where you're catching your 20 or 30 pips or whatever it is. And then today, you caught your massive 200 pip move or 100 pip move, and you go back to your regular trades again.
Wow.
US 30.
I just have no words for US 30. Can you imagine how much money that is? Holy.
Thank you very much for today. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, I think you're gonna find US 30 at 930 is gonna fly down. I think it's gonna be a heavy pullback.
Yeah, because this move is unsustainable. This is artificial
Yeah.
move here. Oh, this is sickening. Have you seen the candle movement on AUD CAD? No, I don't look at AUD CAD. Haven't seen that. Wow, if gold breaks here, what's next? 1870s, moving down to 1860s. Would you take the vaccine? Yes. I mean, what am I going to do? Sit in isolation camps? I really hope no one's trying to overtrade at this point. I really hope no one's blasting off trades on gold retracements and continuations. Man, trust me, you're gonna blow your accounts. First thing, if you're blowing account or if you're losing more than 20% on Monday, man, you need some self-evaluation to do. That's like saying, oh, Tuesday will never come, or Wednesday is never gonna come, Thursday is never gonna come. I don't know. The way I handle risk now, I handle risk knowing that I have to survive today for tomorrow. So if I can survive for tomorrow, that's going to be awesome. Because tomorrow, man, I can make more gains. GJ candles are now getting smaller and smaller as it's starting to move up. It's just... all my analysis went out the window with this vaccine announcement. The next... Dear gold. Dear gold, stop killing people who are taking buys at supports. One thing to watch out for is other news competing with the vaccine. This may make another meaningful reaction with the markets. I don't think so. I think the major key players for the vaccines, if they want to push them out, they will push them out. That's it. Pfizer's going to go up. BioNTech is going to go in as well.
Yeah, so if you looked at with gold right now, remember we marked out that daily zone on the daily. It's now officially broken through. So that's a good thing. So we always talk about, this zone over here that we were working through. It's broken right through that. So if you were trading gold, this is where now I would be a little bit cautious because we've pushed all the way through this zone. So this candle could pull back and you could get stuck in this area at this point. If it does pull back, I mean, obviously it's still moving down. So this is probably going to be your last point at that point. I mean, it's ridiculous to see $100 move in a day, but I mean, whatever, it is what it is.
Waiting for GJ to drop. I'd be pretty concerned about that idea. See, did you take a trade? I was in GJ buys. That's about it. For people looking for sells at this point, it's very risky, extremely risky. Of course, we can have some sort of a correction, but in an uptrend, looking for sells, it's very, very difficult. I think what you need to look for in sells would be to wait for price to retrace. After price retraces, wait for it to create a support. If you can get a support formed on a 30-minute time frame, on the 1 hour time frame, and if we start breaking that support, then you can look at sells, at potential sells, if we start breaking that support. So there's going to be a long wait coming. You got to wait for a price to create support, and then you got to wait for that support to break, and then look for sells. But just by looking at sells at this point, because we're at a high over here, of course it can come down, but that's also bad for discipline as well. This was an interesting session. Right. Oh. Do you think tomorrow will be crazy like today? Who knows? Tomorrow, I think since we have these clean moves formed, I think tomorrow is going to be a much easier day because, you know, if let's say price is down over here and starts creating support, then we have this clean move and we can continue moving up or whatever, right? So tomorrow, the way how I look at things is that tomorrow, when I wake up at 6:30 a.m., what's presented to me in the morning tomorrow, that's something I'm going to go off of. Like predicting what's going to happen tomorrow right now, it's very difficult. I mean, we don't know how the rest of the NY session is going to go. We don't know how Asian session's going to go, how the Asian market is going to absorb this vaccine news. We don't know how London session is going to go. So for me, it's better to wait for the NY session tomorrow to see what can happen. Do you think they already had the vaccine results, but we're waiting for after the elections to release them on purpose? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I think of it this way, right? If you're running a company, you're planning for the next 6 months. If you're running a government, you're planning for the next 10 years. You're planning for the next 10 years, 5 years, 6 years. It's a big plan. Huge plan. And yeah, we're going with the play basically.
I think also too, if you dig deep into Pfizer, you'll probably see that they have some sort of connection with the Democrats. So I think there's probably a reason why they waited till Monday morning to release this. To be honest, because technically speaking, 6:30 on a Monday, do you think the Pfizer office is open? You just have to look at the logical sequence of events. Is if they could release it at 6:30 on a Monday, why couldn't they have released it last night at like 7 o'clock or Saturday afternoon or something like that? Why Monday at 6:30? It was they were waiting for Biden to be projected as president. It's not official yet, but the media has projected it, and this is now to substantiate that. And everyone will forget about sort of the voter turnout or sort of the discrepancies with voting that people are talking about. This will trump that, so suddenly the news will disappear about sort of the election at this point, and this will be the main focus. And then the discussion then goes on to the world leaders, each world leader now can talk about what they're going to do for their country for this vaccine. So I think this is the new narrative, and this plays into exactly where you have, Thanksgiving coming up for the US, in the middle at the end of the month. You have Christmas and the holiday celebrations coming in December. There will be a massive push to get this done, and everyone will rejoice because it's like, hey, now we can celebrate Christmas, blah blah blah, we can celebrate the holidays with our family, and these world leaders have saved us essentially. Is gold going to continue down? Well, there's not going to be a push up, let's put it that way, with gold. Once again, if you look on the daily with gold, we pushed right through a zone on gold, and now we're pulling back into that zone to test it again. So you might find the higher candles, the 4-hour candle or the hourly candles, may pull up a bit and then continue down. To be honest, I'll be looking at gold tomorrow to drive probably into the 1850s if that is the case, but I think there's going to be a bit of a correction before we continue down. So I'll wait for that.
I bought the book Forex Trading in the Zone. Yes, pretty good book. Do you think gold will go up to 3,000 and more? Move just because of vaccine? Is there a ton of money printed by Fed's inflation coming? Who knows at this point? At this point, no idea what their policies are going to be going forward with the vaccine. And I mean, I have no clue at all. The only focus, my complete focus is to see where price is going to be tomorrow morning and then go off of that. Because until they release the vaccine to everybody, I don't think I can, we can speculate what's going to happen, but we cannot be 100% sure what's going to happen. Like, no one knew gold is going to fall down to 1880 from 1960, or GJ will go to 138,300 from 136. Or especially US 30, man. Who knew US 30 is going to pump from 28,600 to 30,000? I'm not taking that vaccine. All right. Pfizer news does not change urgent reality that masks, distancing, and other health measures needed well into 2021. Yeah, exactly. Because people will still need the masks in 2021 because there will be people who will oppose the vaccine. And sooner or later, by 2022, 2023, masks are going to be gone because everyone who opposed the vaccine, either they'll be in isolation camps or they will agree to get the vaccine. So we'll be back to normal either way.
Well, all I know is The Simpsons had an episode where, like, it was in February or January, like the whole city blows up. So, I mean, I'm waiting for that.
Let's take a look here. Simpsons.
Ted, what's your best technical advice regarding timeframes and trends? Well, Rouse, you can go through about 200 of these videos on the live stream here, and we talk about this daily. So you have an opportunity to learn and get a lot of information.
There are a lot of predictions of Simpsons here. There was an episode where Trump dies, but I think that was Biden who goes away, and then Kamala comes in. Oh yeah, this is it right here.
Yeah.
Oh.
Fortunados de aquí morirán instantáneamente. Este círculo que te muestro.
Oh, this is
Spanish.
Spanish.
Cada día que pasa nos sorprende siguiendo las encontradas en su más reciente capítulo. Según los Simpson, todo
Oh wow,
será
crazy.
el 20 de enero de 2021
Es
cuando toda la
cucarachas, es
población
grandes, por favor.
Yeah, these are the people opposing the vaccine over here.
del mundo sufrirá
These are the
por
isolation
los
camps for you
jinetes
guys.
del apocalipsis que cabalgan por los cielos del mundo trayendo consigo las guerras.
Las cucarachas es grandes, por favor.
Oh damn, you've memorized that line pretty well.
Yeah, you know where it's from? From Encino Man.
Encino Man, haven't seen that.
What? Okay, yeah. So it was a '90s movie, and they were in Spanish class, and they bring the caveman to the class, and that's the line he memorizes.
Caveman.
Yeah, you didn't. Oh, Encino Man. So the guy's building a pool in his backyard, and he comes across this guy that is stuck in. He was frozen. He was a caveman.
Oh,
And,
okay.
Yeah,
I think
and
I've.
then
Yeah.
yeah, Encino Man, 1992.
Yeah, I don't know the spelling of Encino Man.
Did you see? Have you seen the TikTok? The TikTok videos with the '90s. What is it? The '90s theme on them now for the movies.
Yeah. Now I remember I've seen that movie. A kid takes that dude as like a project or something like that, like to his class.
Yeah.
Show and tell or something like that. Bring a friend. Yeah.
That's the one that goes like fire.
Yeah.
He light up that match.
There's TikToks now. The '90s. Those '90s videos now. They're really good. Wait, I forget what they're called. Give me a second. I want to meet this TikTok guy from Toronto. Oh, the coming of age '90s movies.
The coming of age.
I'll send this over to you, Raja. Yeah. It's all those '90s movies, the coming of age, where, at the end they always have that like, "Hey, I'll see you later," and they're like, "Yeah, man, I'll see you in the future." Yeah, the TikTok videos are called '90s coming of age, and everyone's making videos on those.
Guys is smiling. FX Choice showing 100 pip gap on gold. Oh, nice. Seems like FX Choice servers stopped and then they loaded back up again. That's why you see a gap on gold. Are you waiting for any move here? Nope. I'm actually looking to log off over here, and thank you for reminding me. But I'm going to head off over here. We'll see you at another great day tomorrow.
All right, boys.
Take it easy.
All right, Ravi Jot, take care. Adios. See you tomorrow. Don't overtrade. Don't over risk anything today. you know, and tomorrow's going to be a much better day here. Can't believe I watched gold in US30 fall and rise without entering, risking to blow my $100 account. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I took one trade early in the morning, and that was about it. The rest, I just saw things move up and move down and play like a yo-yo. So that was good.